Hey guys, LevelCap here, and welcome to another episode of This Week in Gaming, the new show where we cover all things FPS. Yesterday, DICE dropped a trailer for their new Battlefield 1 game mode, Frontlines. The trailer shows off the new map, Rupture. We get a sneak peek at one of the new assault weapons, and even the new tank. The game mode is also explained, and it actually looks pretty fun. It's sort of a tug-of-war style concept in the middle with 3 capture points, and if you get to one team's base, basically, if you capture all the points in the center, then you'll have to go into the enemy team's base and detonate 2 MCOMs there to win the game. The short video also gives us a cool map overview, and I'm really excited to play this one. Not only do we get the beautiful fields of flowers, but we also have some pretty hefty looking trenches, a gigantic bridge with a river as well. It looks like there's plenty of infantry cover, and I cannot wait to play it. As for things going on right now in Battlefield, with the winter update deployed, DICE has finally given us a glimpse into the future of the progression system. As it stands, the addition of ribbons and elite weapon codices, as well as the increase to the max class rank, is a pretty good start. The point boost from ribbons is great and makes staying alive and going on kill streaks feel a bit more rewarding. DICE have said this is just the start of Battlefield 1's progression system, so we'll be getting more ribbons and stuff like that in future updates. The new class rank increase does feel a bit underwhelming. Aside from unique class icons, the rank increase doesn't give you any sort of special skins or unlock, so it's not really much of a progression system considering you don't progress to anything. It'd be nice to see something like different soldier camos or different uniform upgrades you could get while upgrading your class. As for future updates, DICE are taking CTE player feedback regarding changes to Suez. One of the devs started a thread to take suggestions from players on the CTE subreddit, which has already gotten over 100 comments. The ultimate goal is to make Suez a less one-sided map. I have to say it's pretty encouraging to see DICE so committed to improving Suez. They've already updated the map once, adding 2 additional conquest capture points, but I think they're going to need to change the layout a little bit so that it doesn't become a steamroll once one team gets a little bit of a leg up on the competition. In other patch news, devs for the melee brawler For Honor are already talking about patches for the game 4 days after its release. The major areas of focus for the upcoming patch are bots replacing players mid-match but with full health, tweaks to a few player classes, and the way guard break counters work. But really the biggest issue with For Honor has been the server stability. The betas on PC alone drew nearly 2 million players, so it's no surprise that the launch of the full game brought the servers to their knees. That said, it seems like things are starting to stabilize. And speaking of betas, Recon Wildlands has an open beta starting next Thursday. Participants will be able to preload the game on Monday. Aside from being open to all players, the big draw of this beta is a new province that will be unlocked. Montoyac is a lot less countryside and a lot more military base in the barren hills. Players can expect more capable enemy forces, new vehicles, and some pretty incredible views. The open beta ends on the 27th, so be sure to get in before then. In other upcoming game news, the 4-player heist simulator Payday 2 is getting a sequel. The game's publisher Starbreeze Studios announced this week that Payday 3 is now in development, but don't expect any big news soon. Starbreeze recognizes that Payday is the cornerstone of their brand and aren't rushing it to the door to make a quick profit. That said, Payday 2 has over 30 DLC packs, and they tried doing microtransactions that really didn't go over so well with the community. Starbreeze bought the franchise rights from the developers in 2016 and got rid of the paid microtransactions, as well as releasing a Game of the Year version of Payday 2 bundled with most of its DLC. Hopefully that means there will be less DLC to sift through for Payday 3. The upcoming sci-fi horror shooter Prey has had its first hour of gameplay released in gameplay videos from various YouTubers and news outlets this week. Prey has been called a spiritual successor to System Shock 2, and based on the footage it looks like a mix between BioShock and Dead Space. Dead Space 3's shift away from horror to action-adventure put the nail in the franchise's coffin, and ever since there hasn't really been much to fill its shoes. Games like Alien Isolation and Resident Evil 7 might be scary, but they lack the feeling of being alone as your entire world turns into a sci-fi nightmare. Prey looks like it will fill that role quite nicely. Now that we've seen how it plays, I'm really excited to get my hands on it. In hardware news, the E3 hype machine is gearing up for June, and Microsoft have all but directly announced the Xbox Project Scorpio will be their main attraction. Scheduled for June 11th, the promo for the press event features a graphic pulled straight from the Scorpio's announcement video from last year's E3. If you're a console owner looking to upgrade to either the Xbox One S or the PS4 Pro, it might be worth waiting to see what Microsoft has to say about Project Scorpio. HTC have announced a mobile VR headset that will be debuting sometime this year. Unlike current mobile VR headsets that are really just housings for phones, HTC is saying the new headset will be more like the Vive, their flagship PC VR headset. Mobile gaming is a massive segment of the gaming industry, and making a premium VR experience for it could be the gateway to mainstream VR adoption. The biggest barrier preventing VR from being a mainstream platform at the moment is certainly its price. The Vive is no second monitor at $800. Hopefully HTC's mobile VR system will be more affordable without a major sacrifice in quality. Anyway, that wraps it up for today's episode of This Week in Gaming. As always guys, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. This is Level Cap, signing off.